Ladies and gentlemen, Lord Vader in all his darkness form. Right? Let's get a nice little close-up of the buttons and that funny little lettering on his chest piece. I guess that's pretty accurate. I never got into the whole accuracy of this costume versus that costume from one movie to the next. Those little side packs that he has on his belt light up, but they're a nightmare to take off and put back on. And like I told you many times in some of my other videos, I do not like light up effects. In case you guys do want to put the batteries into his belt and risk that nonsense, there you go. You lift up his skirt and you got the little box right here. You throw the batteries in there and the skirt kind of just drapes right back over. He's a huge and imposing figure and he looks very good next to the other ones. This is a huge improvement from the sideshow version. And I just want to let you guys know something real quick. Watch this. Let's close in on that. You see that? See where the light is right there? See those little speckles and fleckles? That's a fingerprint. So what you want to do is you want to get them in the pose you want before you put them up in your cabinet, wherever you're going to put them. And you're going to want to get yourself one of those LCD screen dust rags, those microfiber rags, and wipe them down after you get them in there. Even the eyes, the eyeballs, I had to wipe down before I put this video. You would have saw my fingerprints on his eyes, getting the helmet on and off. So you're going to want to wipe them down. The cloth is very well made. It's thick, double stitched. It's heavy. Look at this thing. It's look at that. Yeah, it hangs. It kind of drops perfectly. It drapes very nicely. I don't think you're going to need a custom unless you want to have like some kind of like wire running through this thing. I'm glad they didn't. See how it's double stitched on the end there? That's what kind of gives it its weight, I guess, right? Because it's very weighty. You know, and it hangs very nice. Height comparison time, and before you say that the Lukes are crouched over and kind of leaning and it's not a true comparison, that's how I'm going to have them in my shelf, and that's how I'm going to have my Vader stacked up against them as well. So he's imposing, he's just big enough. There you go, him next to the Stormtrooper. He's still a half a head taller than the Stormtroopers, as he should be. Vader's not that big, but he's definitely not small, and this figure is awesome. You pull him out of the package, he's stunning. Can't really say enough awesome stuff about him. But the exception of the articulation problems, Vader doesn't do splits. He doesn't really do much. He just stands over people and crushes them by the throat. So there you go. And this figure will work great in your collection. Heads! Let's take the head off. Head doesn't come off. When you're posing it and moving around, be careful for these little nubs. I heard they come off. And they said that this thing pops off very easily. It really doesn't. You got to kind of, well, you see, it's a little loose. It's just, you know, be careful with it when you're posing. Bing, it pops off. You can see in there, that's where it sits on the little nub on the top. Put the headpiece down. Let's take a nice little look at his head. And look at all that fine detail work. Hot Toys never skimps out on the detail. And you're getting it in, you're getting a lot of it here. Let's just put it that way. You're getting a lot of detail. Let's turn this guy around and take a look at the scar on the back of his head. It almost looks like if you pulled the mask off, you'd get a full face sculpt in there, which I'm sure there isn't. But they sculpted it enough all the way inside and around there to make it look really nice. This is a nice little feature, but I don't know. I don't like it. To me, it makes no sense. Why would you buy a Vader and have him with his back turned? I'm gonna buy a $250 Vader figure to have him facing a wall. No. It's nice to know that it's there. It's not necessary. Take the helmet, slap that guy on, and squeeze. You put your thumb underneath here and squeeze the top, and you'll be just fine. Cape, how far does the cape go out? Let's see how far the cape goes out. The cape drapes the big cape. Wow, I can't even... Damn, that thing is... Whoa, boy! Articulation. How does this guy move around and get around and about? Let's see. His head looks up very well. Doesn't look all the way up, but he looks up just enough as if he's looking off in the distance. You're not going to get much downward look on him, though. And it goes side to side and angles back and forth as well. His arms go up about way high. You have these restricting the arms, so don't put them up too high because this will snap. These aren't on little straps in here. Articulation of the arm comes straight up in there like that. That's for both arms. That's pretty much the range of motion you're going to get there. There's not much of an ab crunch. There really isn't as far as his legs go. Vader doesn't really do too much with his legs, but he does get about that much on the split. And as far as bending a knee, he's not going to be able to bend the knee. You're going to be able to bend his knee just enough to make as if he was like walking upstairs or something. That's about as much as you're going to get with him. Vader is all about expressions and the use of his hands and head tilts and stuff like that. You want to pose him next to a Luke or by himself or with some stormtroopers. And that's how Vader articulates. Diorama has a light up effect. The light up effect is in these two pieces right here. 1, 2, right up there, and they're actually on right now. So what you do is, before you assemble the base, like I did already, you take this piece, you unscrew the bottom here, you put in 3 AAA batteries, you spin it around. Right there on the back is the on-off switch. They're actually currently on right now. So let's see if we can get a nice look at what they look like with all the lights off. Turn the lights off. See how bright it is. There you go. Boop, 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 boop. You'll see the lights going on and off. Again, I hate lighting effects. I'm probably never going to use this. I'm immediately taking the batteries out. This is ridiculous. I hate it when they put light up parts in my figures because I never use the... They just sit in the DTOF until I want to change the pose around. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. So maybe I could find a customizer to actually paint them like as if they were on. Here's the thing, you see these handrails right here? Well, they come with this plastic piece jammed up in there in order to hold them into place. So in order to get them actually into the base, you have to remove this plastic piece first. Please do that, and don't waste your time like I did like an idiot for the last 10 minutes while shooting this video. Alright, there you go. Plugs right into the base otherwise. The handiwork. You got 5 right hands, you got 3 left hands. This is what I call the cousin-in hand, and we're going to take a look at this hand up close so you guys can see the stitch work. It's not real stitching, it's just the molding and the plastic. And it's done very, very well, as you would imagine. And on this side, what's cool is that you can see my big fingers are in the way, the worn out look and the kind of used look of the actual leather itself. The peg pegs in there pretty deeply, so when you put that up on the arm, the peg is like kind of in here. So that's what a little bit of an issue comes from. You got the booping Princess Leia on the nose. I want you for the Imperial Navy. Boop! Right? And remember that in the first movie? Then you got one hand for holding the lightsaber here. And you got another hand for holding the lightsaber here, so you can hold it with 2 hands. What else has he got? He's got his, I have a suggestion, you should just shut up looking hand. You know, that's pretty cool. They got a lot of nice little variations here. And then here you have the open, you can join me and rule the galaxy together as father. And then he clenches his hand, right? He does one of these, and son, you know. So you got all the expressions Vader would need for his iconic poses in The Empire Strikes Back. Let's take a look at the light-up hand. Let's show you how the light-up hand works. Here's a little bit of detail on that. The saber obviously doesn't come out. This thing kind of hooks underneath there to keep it locked solid, but you got to open it up, unscrew it, put these tiny little batteries in, take those batteries that it comes with and chuck them in the garbage. So there you go. You put it on. It's on. And I don't even know if I'm ever going to use this hand. That's how annoying it is and pain in the neck it is to get it to even work right. Well, whatever. It clips in like that. And you take the blade, you put the blade in. And look, even in bright light, you can kind of see it. So let's turn the lights off. Here's the LEDs in the complete darkness. It is dark. It is completely dark in here. And there you go. Whoop, 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 right? You get that effect. So that's what it looks like in the complete dark. I almost forgot, he also comes with the boss hands. Boss hands! He comes with the hands on the hips and the boss hands, as you can see there. Okay, those are like the kind of curled in type, you know, I'm holding my belt because I'm the baddest mofo in the galaxy. You want to see something? You want to see something like nightmares are made out of? Look at how small those batteries are. You see the spring right there? That's the spring coiled back. I had to jam these in with a tweezer. So they're impossible to get in there. That's why I hate light up features. So they're very tiny. You drop one in, it doesn't even sit because the hole that the battery sits in is so deep that the battery kind of flops around in there. So you're going to have to insert them one at a time with a tweezer. Talk about wanting to kill yourself. In conclusion, I just want to say that this Vader figure was amazing when you pulled him out of the package. As soon as you pull him out, he completely knocks your socks off. Definitely go out and get it. We're giving him 4 cups. Why is he not perfect? Because of the batteries. It's just a nightmare. I can't stand light-up features. It's just a personal nit, and the articulation's a little but he's still a great figure, and he's leaps and bounds better than the Sideshow Vader and pretty much every way. So go get yourself the Hot Toys Darth Vader from Empire Strikes Back. This should have been in the accessories collection. I completely forgot about it. It was sitting under the desk, and this is his little boom, boom, boom part for the lightsaber. Anyways, remember to join us every Saturday night at the Red Cup Review live at 10 o'clock right here. Enjoy us. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook, Official Red Cup Review. And shout-outs to Geekstronomy and Lair, laironline.net. They're actually the sponsor of this thing. Anyways, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you guys around.